A nice fit there. They take Jernigan, so I'm guessing you're getting these before me, Scott. So that's why I'm saying them. Let me know if I'm incorrect there. I think Jernigan's intriguing to the Giants. This is kind of a do-it-all type of player. Gives them something in the return game, and a nice slot wide receiver. Steve Smith with the injury, not sure how that's going to work out. Hakeem Nicks, very different player than that. Wide receiver got Mario Manningham, a very different player from that. You put Jernigan in the slot with those two guys. I think that's a pretty good bet. I think it may tell you a lot about Steve Smith and his health condition right now.
And I like Jernigan a lot. I mean, he's not the biggest guy, but he's got a solid build. He's like built like a running back almost. So versatile, can help you in so many different ways. And I mean, there was one point in this process we thought he was beaten early too.
Yeah, so Prince Amukamara, Marvin Austin, and Jarrell Jernigan, that's a pretty good draft.
I mean, to me, his grade isn't all that different from Dexter McCluster's, who went early round 2 a year ago.
And I think that's about what he'll do at the next level. He'll kind of be that jack of all trades. Tampa Bay, they got Bowers and Claiborne.
Oh man, Tampa's killing it too.
Mason Foster, that's a nice looking.
My guy.
Whew. Front seven went from a weakness to a strength within the last 2 years.
Yep. One of my favorite players in this draft, and
instant starter.
I think so. Yeah, absolutely. Outside, he'll play there. He's a guy who can play. He's played, all three. He's played Mike Will and Sam during his college career.
Yeah, I mean, and I like the balance that the Buccaneers are having with this draft. Mason Foster, solid, safe pick. Claiborne, solid, safe pick. And then they went with the upside in round 2 with Daquan Bowers. They're hedging their bets. I think Dominic does a great job at that.
See, and this is what I like. They're getting good players and they're filling needs.
Mm-hmm. You can do both here.
Yeah, that's exactly that. That is what I like. That's what I look for in draft picks. That's kind of how I judge things. I want to see you get good players and address needs. It's not just enough just to get good players. You got to plug needs in the NFL draft for the most part. Eagles trade pick to Ravens.
Who? Alan Bailey?
Alan Bailey, yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I think it's got to be Alan Bailey. That's an Ozzie Newsome type of player. They wanted to get that defensive end at some point. I got Jimmy Smith, Torrey Smith, and Alan Bailey. That's a nice looking draft too.
Yep. I believe in my second to last mock, I actually had him going to the Ravens, so I definitely saw that as a possibility.
Let's see if we can find this trade here somewhere. Eagles trade, 3rd round pick Ravens. I don't see anything yet. The fact that the Bucs ignore corner means that they're keeping Talib. Think that has any indication?
Boy, I mean, it's just I wonder how much other stuff has gone on with Talib behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if it's just this incident, geez, I don't know how you give up on him. I mean, he's one of the best corners in the league. And if you do give up on him, it's really going to hurt you. So I don't know. I mean, the indications are they're going to ditch him, but that'll be a good question for Charlie. I'm sure I'll be talking to him in the next few days here, so I'll definitely make sure to ask him. We can talk about it in future podcasts.
Yeah.
Alan Bailey, I'm predicting, obviously. No?
No. Who is it? Ja Reed. They need that other tackle. I don't think that's a bad pick either. This is about where he should go. And he was a real nice player. Watched him in the Shrine game, and I was really, really impressed with him.
And I've been critical of Bailey to this point to a degree, but at this point in the draft, I mean, I think you take a chance on Bailey and say, hey, we're going to coach this guy up.
Yeah, so I like the Ja Reed pick. I think you could start him. Maybe he needs 1 year, and then I think you could start him opposite Orr and be pretty confident in that tandem that you have. I think it's good value. I think he's a nice fit for that system. So I like this pick for the Ravens. I really do. I think the Ravens have had a tremendous draft. I'm interested to see what they gave up. I haven't been looking too closely to try and find that, but I do like the pick.
McShay likes Mason Foster in this pick too.
Yeah. Well, I think it's tough to dislike Mason Foster. He's not going to give you a lot of upside. He's not going to be a Hall of Famer. He's not going to maybe not be a Pro Bowler, but I think he'll start for you. So Philly gave up 191.
Let's make the move.
This was that third, fourth, fifth rounder. That's not bad.
No. And, I mean, Mason Foster's adequate when it comes to size and speed, but he's a good football player.
Yeah.
And he moves well. I think he plays faster than he times.
I mean, we watched him in the Senior Bowl. He glides on the field. I mean, it's just very, very natural.
Exposed to the ball, yep.
He was a leader on that defense. He really had to do everything on that defense. So
he was kind of the Jake Locker of the defense for them.
And there's a reason these two guys, went in the first 2 days of the draft, despite being from a team that barely made a bowl game in the past 4 years.
Kansas City, they're going to continue their run of good picks.
Yeah, Kenrick Ellis still on the board.
I mean, you've taken Baldwin in Houston.
I might as well just keep it going. Obviously, Pioli's not too worried. Any other right tackles? James Brewer still on the board.
How about a Ballard or a Bailey?
How
about Bowling?
See, I think either Bowling or Brewer could be intriguing offensive line picks. If they don't want Kenrick Ellis, then I'm going to go... Yeah, Bowling smells more like a Chiefs pick.
I'm going to say Brewer.
You say Brewer?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, final answer. I'm going to say Brewer.
All right. Let's see. Sione Fua, sleeper here? Nah, I think a little early for him. Might be a little early for him. So let's see. I'm trying to. I think my order here didn't quite. I haven't quite updated it, so I'm kind of all over the place. What are we at? 6. See the chat. Any questions from the chat? Chargers and decide to only fix their special teams. That was the worst part of their team. Jones Mouton probably will be a pretty good special teamer, I'd say that.
I don't know if you want... Oh, there we go. Oh, nice.
Alan Bailey. So, yeah, you're right, Scott. So, Alan Bailey, for value, you can't get much better than the Chiefs for value in this draft.
Chiefs are killing it. They're going to be right up there.
Chiefs, Giants, I think Bears, Ravens.
Yeah, I wasn't crazy about the Chiefs' first pick, but they bounced back in a big bad way.
Yeah, they had.
And I did hate the Baldwin pick. I could see their reasoning.
Mm-hmm. But even so, it was their biggest need, and it is a high upside player. So I can see it, and they've made up for it by taking guys that at one point were first round picks. I mean, Justin Houston and Alan Bailey. Why Culliver to the Niners? It looks like, and someone brought this up on Twitter to me, the 49ers draft is all potential. Alden Smith, Chris Culliver, Colin Kaepernick. This is high upside, high downside type of players. So they're swinging for the fences here.
We got the Colts here. What are you thinking? Maybe a Drake Nevis?
Drake Nevis could be an intriguing pick.
Maybe a Tandon Doss?
Emin Gates?
I bet Josh is having kittens that Edmund Gates is still available.
Yeah, I haven't...
That was his number one player.
It was, though. I don't know if he thought... They do take Drake Nevis. That's a great fit. That's a great fit. Which seems like the Colts always get a nice... They always seem to get a nice defensive tackle in the mid-rounds, but one of these times I think they got to take one at the top of the draft and just fill it.
Yeah. We're gonna have the Saints up next, I believe.
Saints, yep. So,
We'll cross off Alan Bailey here.
Colin Kaepernick is all reward, no downside.
Well, I tell you what, you know I've had my doubts about Kaepernick, but I'm more confident with him now that he's going to Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know, that's an area we can be successful. Harbaugh's gotten it done before, so.
I just love that hire for the Niners.
Yeah, they paid out the behind for him, but you can't get much better than him in terms of developing talent, developing QBs. So yeah, I like that as well.
Let's see what.
Saints on the clock. You know, I think they've had a good draft too. I don't want to discount the Saints draft. I didn't mention them, but you know, if you're fine with them trading a first next year for Mark Ingram, you Cam Jordan, Mark Ingram, Martez Wilson, definitely hit their biggest needs and got potential impact players.
Yeah, I'm not too. I mean, I love Jordan. I'm not too fine with them trading that first round pick though to get
For Ingram.
Yeah.
Nor am I, but even so, I think with this pick, offensive line depth, I'd like to see him get Clint Bowling here and get that O-line depth.
Well, and now that we're into this a little ways, I'd like to look and see what running backs would have been available with their pick.
With their second?
That they traded. Was LaShore there? Daniel Thomas? I got the order here. Here we go. Shane Marine went there, so Mikel LaShore went one pick later.
Yeah, Mikel LaShore. Now Mikel LaShore and Daniel Thomas, people traded up for, so perhaps they would have traded above the Saints anyway. But
I think they could have got similar production from LaShore or Thomas, and they could have kept that first round pick.
Right.
And that's just my argument. I mean, I like Ingram. I think he's being a productive guy, but it's about value.
Guess for the Chargers pick, got that question in the chat room. I mean, it's tough to really guess at this point. You know, Mudon, Vincent Brown.
James Brewer.
Yeah, they need that right tackle.
He's a big guy like they like, 323 pounds, 6'6".
Yeah, that he's definitely a
good athlete. He was a basketball player in high school, pretty much.
Right. Yeah, great athlete. A little raw. You know, we talked to his agent down in Mobile, gave us some good insights on him and his mental process. So I don't think they'll take Chris Carter after they took Mouton. Who's having the best draft so far? Is there one name that sticks out to you, Scott? I'd probably say, man, for me it's, you know, right now I want to see what the Bears finish up. I like the Bears draft. I like the Giants draft. I think those are probably two best right now.
I mean, depending on Bauer's knee,
yeah.
I really like what the Bucs are doing because I love Foster. I think Claiborne's a solid player. I wasn't down on him like a lot of people.
That's true. You know, I also, let's see what the Saints get here. This could make the Saints up there too.
There we go. That's a good pick. Jeez,
Johnny Pack, wow. They're having a good draft. Saints are having a good draft. I mean, to me it looks like the Saints are trying to make a run back to the Super Bowl with trading that first round pick away to get Mark Ingram, build that offense a bit, get a guy like Johnny Patrick who will be a solid producer even if it's just in the slot this year. And he fits their system pretty well. I like the Johnny Patrick pick a lot.
I do too. I like what the Saints are doing with the exception of trading that number one. Patrick was my top-rated corner available. You know, and my second-rated player overall available.
So who's best overall right now for you, Scott? Ballard?
Ballard. I like Ballard. And
I do too.
I think at this point, you know, just like, you know, he's paid his dues. He's been punished for flunking that test, and now you're getting late first, early second round talent, late in the third.
Yeah. I think he's a tremendous player. I thought he